Yo, what's up, my people? This is Informant 254, guys. I talk about life abroad and opportunities. Guys, today I'm here chilling out in the park. Okay, chilling out here in the park. And something came up. Guys, there are different parks. There are parks where people are not allowed to smoke cigarettes, and there are parks where people are allowed to smoke cigarettes. Yeah. So I'm in this park where people are allowed to smoke cigarettes. But then the issue came in when my wife asked me, how come in this country, we smell a lot of weed? What is it with weed in this country? Is it legal or is it illegal? And I decided to actually tell her what this thing is, because I've been here for more than 20 years and I've witnessed a lot. Okay, I've witnessed the aeroplane pass. Yeah. So I've been in this country, and today I'm gonna talk about weed. Yeah, Wajakoya was say. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about marijuana, cannabis. Okay, guys, in this country, on the 1st of April 2024, they passed a law allowing people to smoke weed. Okay, yeah, I'm talking of Germany. Yeah, you're allowed to smoke weed in this country. I'll be quite short on this because it's not so sensitive, but it's normal. Smoking weed was made legal in Germany on the 1st of April 2024. Here is the catch. If you are in your house, you're allowed to have 50 grams. Okay, simple. 50 grams. If the cops come control you have 50 grams, no big deal. Who does it belong to? It's mine. It's yours. Okay. If you're out in the park and the kind of police control you, you must not have more than 25 grams. And remember, based on the state you come from, each state has its own law and how much you are supposed to carry, and some states kind of are hard on people using this stuff, especially if you use it and you become aggressive. Then it's actually legal to smoke in this country. Something else you have to know about cannabis, in Germany, you are allowed to plant at least minimum. Okay, not minimum. Guys, I'm wrong information. Maximum 3 plants. Okay, 3 pots. You are allowed to have 3 pots of marijuana plants in your house, and the police won't disturb you when you have 3 plants. Okay. When I know some people are thinking, what if I'm a tourist? Tourists are not allowed. Are not allowed to have marijuana, carry, cross, sell. If you're a tourist, make sure you are like chilling out with somebody who's a resident. Just smoke, but don't carry, don't sell. You're not allowed even to buy. Okay, very important. If you have lived in Germany for more than 6 months, then you can plant it. 3 pots maximum. You're allowed to, and that means you're staying for more than 6 months going on. Then you can have 50 grams on you in your house and 25 grams out there. I want to inform people that, because I've seen that people who are responsible weed smokers are people who have responsibilities. Majority of people who abuse weed are people who have no responsibilities. I've realized in this country, kind of people just smoke it and live their lives. They are not aggressive, they are not retarded, and they're not madmen. Okay. Unfortunately or fortunately, I don't smoke cigarettes and I don't smoke weed, but I've been in encounter with a few people who are amazing people, and they use this kind of stuff. So guys, this is what I wanted to pass around. Very, very important information. Legally, you are not allowed to carry it. You are not allowed to have a lot. Depends on how heavy you are carrying it. And remember, each state has its own laws. If you are visiting Baden-Württemberg, read about the Baden-Württemberg cannabis area laws. If you are going to Hessen, if you're going to Berlin, if you're going to all the other states, remember they have their own laws. Okay, they differ a bit. Otherwise, this carrying of cannabis is actually something that is allowed, and the police know all about this. Very important. Yo, my people, so the question is, if you're not allowed to buy weed and you are not allowed to have it, you're allowed to have it, but you're not allowed to buy. In Germany, there are social clubs which allow you to join, and these social clubs which are weed oriented, marijuana oriented, you can be a member of these clubs and then you're allowed to have it. Then the second option is self-grown. If you grow it yourself, you know, they say per adult you are allowed to have 3 pots, you know. So you're allowed to have 3 pots in your home. Nobody will come and ban it, okay? As in three plants. If I say 3 pots, I don't know if it means something different. So you're allowed to have 3 plants as an adult per household. I don't know if that means that if you're 2 adults, you're allowed to have 6 plants. That's something that you need to ask the lawyers. I don't know, but I just know per person, per head, per adult, 3 plants, okay? Otherwise, there is no legal way you'll ever have weed. Of course, there's this notion that goes on. People who buy weed, or the dealers always tell the buyers that weed is legal. Weed is not legal. You cannot buy weed legally in Germany. And you can also not sell it legally in Germany. It's not allowed. But you are allowed to have homegrown weed, okay? Homegrown weed is allowed in Germany, okay? Very, very important. Okay, so guys, important points to note in this video. In Germany, there are only 3 ways, okay? Just a summary. Three ways you can smoke weed legally. The first one is, if you've stayed in Germany for more than 6 months, you're a resident, you are allowed to smoke it. The second, growing 3 plants in your own house, 3 plants is allowed. The third is by joining a registered social club that is kind of pushing on for these movements about smoking of weed. You know, those are the only three. There is no any other. The only 3 ways in which you can get to smoke or consume. When I talk about consume, because I know some people put it in pancakes, chapati, mandazi, or, you know, all these bakery-oriented products, and kind of consume it, you know. So those are the only 3 ways in which you could consume weed. Another important point, when you're outside there and you are having your 25 grams of weed, please don't smoke it close to schools, at least 200 meters, and if possible, not close to any school. Because in case it's sent, the police will call and they'll find you to be an irresponsible smoker. So don't smoke it close to schools. It's not allowed. Yo, my people, what happens if the police catch you smoking this thing close to a school? You'll be penalized. There's a fine. And the fine is simple. You have to pay 1,000 euros. That's like over 150,000 Kenya shillings for smoking close to an institution of minors or university, or it doesn't matter. Any institution, please stay away from any institution. Okay? It's not allowed to smoke close to any institution. Very important. Another thing is don't consume it on the pedestrians. You know, you are in public places, institutions, or you are walking on a pedestrian road and smoking it. It's not allowed. You know, that's why in the park you can smell it, but you can't see anybody. Okay? Because these people kind of just chill somewhere on the side, away from children. Minors are not allowed. You know, you have to be over 18 to smoke or consume cannabis. Very important. Stay away from minors, where minors are when you're consuming this kind of product. Yo guys, Germany is the Germany is the 3rd country in Europe to legalize Mary J, and the 9th in the world. Just for your information. So guys, for that little summary about Mary J, Wajakoya, in other words, I want to wish you the best this weekend. Remember, this is Informant 254. I talk about life abroad and opportunities, okay? Have a responsible weekend and take care.